Hello and welcome back. I'm Colin Considine here at the WMSD TV studio. MSD has recently crowned a winner of the Mr. Douglas pageant. Emma Golub is here to fill us in with more details.
A great show deserves a great applause. Beauty competitions are known all around the world, but MSD has its own, a little different. 4 representatives in total, 1 from each grade, competed on January 13th in our auditorium to find out who will become the next Mr. Douglas for the 2022 school year.
Mr. Douglas is about, it's not about anything in particular, but it's a satirical, pageant, kind of viewed on with female pageants, but it's something funny to do as a male version of the show. So we do it just to have fun, make light of female beauty pageants, and,
The 4 contestants competed in 5 different categories that were judged by the audience to reveal Mr. Douglas. In the 4th place ended Caleb Herbert, who represented the 10th grade. He won the most photogenic category, but first he had to fight for it. Maxim Grinko, who represented the 9th grade, ended up in 3rd place. He won the most talented category when he amused the audience by playing the piano. The Mr. Douglas finalist and the winner in Mr. Congeniality category is Charles Delaria. Charles represented 11th grade. He showed his talent in telling jokes and even brought his grandpa on the stage to perform together.
That was the best part. That was planned 5 minutes before. I called him. I said, "You want to be in the show? I'm beatboxing. I'm going to call you up on stage. We're going to do something funny." And it's kind of how it happened.
And this year's Mr. Douglas is Sean McHenry, who represented the 12th grade.
I did the most obnoxious dance and the most obnoxious, outgoing things. Like I was in a bikini, and then I was also dancing to Beyonce. So.
He was the most creative and with the best interview. After his dance with the song Single Ladies, even Beyonce should watch it. The hosts, contestants, teachers, dancers, LED Club, and Miss Briggs set up a great show, and we can't wait to find out the next Mr. Douglas for the following school year. This is Emma Golub reporting for WMSD TV News.
With COVID-19 cases rising, new protocols have been put in place to ensure everyone's safety. Danny Santa Cruz is here with the story.
Due to the constantly changing situation of COVID-19, MSD has continued to adapt to school protocols. As students continue to participate in school in person, they are being urged to err on the side of caution. As cases continue to rise, the protocols in place for keeping students safe from COVID have become even more important.
So the first thing we need if a student calls and they're sick with COVID is we need to inform the front office and we need to inform myself, Mr. Melmed. That way we know to go ahead and put you in as COVID positive. What we do is we put a Q, which means quarantine, in your attendance, and that will give you up to 10 days to be out. If a student tests positive for COVID, whether it's on a rapid or a PCR, it is a 10-day quarantine from the county. There is the ability to come back sooner with a negative PCR test. However, we do expect that most students will be staying out for those 10 days.
The school offers testing in the isolation room in the 1500 building for students who need access to test. The supplies are very sparse and the tests are only being offered to symptomatic people. For students that have been exposed to COVID, they are not required to stay home, nor are they able to get tested at school.
So I had a COVID exposure about 2 weeks ago, and I went to the office at school to ask if I could go get tested just so that I could make sure that I wasn't exposing everyone else, and they told me that they would only offer tests to people who were showing symptoms.
When a student tests positive for COVID, they must follow the protocol mentioned before. Staying home for 5 to 10 days usually ensures the student is no longer contagious, but takes its toll on their grades. When missing days of school, students have been faced with trying to catch up on missed work. As a result, Zoom classes have begun to be offered by some teachers for students who are out of school due to COVID.
So doing Zoom online or Teams online this way is very, very awkward because I would maybe have one or two who would need to be logged in, whereas last year hybrid teaching, as awkward as it was, it made more sense because most of my students were at home.
Students and teachers have had to adjust as new protocols are added. As more variants pop up and the situation changes, the school will likely continue to adapt to new protocols. This is Daniela Santa Cruz, reporting for WMSD News.
The Family Fun Fest Carnival has made a reappearance in the community. Max Friedman is here with more details.
The Family Fun Fest Carnival has come back into town. Families all over had fun at the carnival this weekend. That provided lots of activities to do, such as riding rides, playing games, and eating lots of food. The fun was endless this year at the carnival.
My favorite thing was the drop ride because you just got a nice little suspense each time you went up.
My favorite thing to do at the carnival was probably just hang out with my friends and go on some of the rides.
It has been 2 years since the carnival was in town. Due to the start of COVID-19 pandemic, the carnival did not happen in 2020, and also the same occurrence for the year after in 2021. It took some time to come back from the pandemic, but has returned for families to enjoy.
I haven't been since the start of the pandemic.
No, I haven't. I actually took a long break from going outside, and this was nice to go back out there.
The fair brings a signal of hope to everyone. Since we couldn't be with each other in the last 2 years, it brings together families and friends for everyone to enjoy, from running around and playing games to going on the many different and fun rides.
I would have to say the spinning one that goes forwards and back. Feeling the G-force is definitely pretty fun, and they had music. That was pretty cool.
My favorite ride at the carnival was probably either the Ferris wheel or the one that spins really fast with you up against the wall.
From the rides, games, and food, the fair brings out the inner child in us, allowing all to enjoy no matter what age. Being able to feel at peace and normal, something that we haven't felt in a long time.
I do see myself going to the carnival again. Me and my friends had a lot of fun.
We hope to see the carnival in the next year. This is Max Friedman reporting for WMSD TV News.
The basketball and soccer seasons are off to great starts. Isabella LeCarey and Riley Green are here with more details.
Sports like basketball and soccer at MSD have been having an amazing season post-COVID, but it comes with some challenges.
But mostly it's kind of the same. Like it's just sometimes like you get nervous that like the games are going to get canceled or like you can't play because people are going to get COVID.
Many things have changed throughout this past year. The traditions many sports have keep going.
We usually have a team dinner before, and we all usually like chill and on our phones and eat a lot of good food.
The boys and girls soccer teams have had an amazing season. The boys varsity team has won 7 games this season, and the girls varsity team has won 9. The basketball teams have also had an amazing season, with the girls team winning 5 games and the boys winning 14.
I think we started out on a bit of like a rough note, but like we got back into it by becoming closer as a team, and we just really had to work on like being a team rather than playing with our individual strengths, using our strengths together.
This is Isabella LeCarey and Riley Green reporting for WMSD TV News.
As always, thanks for tuning in to WMSD TV. I'm Colin Constantine, and I'll see you next week.